Hi everyone, welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua. Grab a couple of blocks, a strap, a blanket, an additional pillow or pillows, and let's begin in a comfortable seat of your choice. Here is a poem by the great Rumi. This being human is a great house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Past few days, we've been reading pieces of Thich Nhat Hanh's book, Peace is Every Step. And I'll read from this during our 10-minute guided meditation at the end. And we've been addressing mindfulness with a whole spectrum of human experiences. The pleasant, the unpleasant, the neutral, whether they be thoughts, circumstances, sensations in the body, emotions like anger, which we talked about last class. How do we sit with it all? And like we practice witnessing our breath in our vinyasa flow or in lying in shavasana, how may we meet the spectrum of experiences with that same neutral witness, with that same loving kindness, with that same caring curiosity? So let's continue this practice. As you're sitting here, take a moment to physically ground yourself. You might elevate your pelvis on a prop if that helps you to sit tall. Root down firmly through your left and right sitting bones and lift up through the center of your spine. Roll the shoulders back and down, lift up through the back of your skull, through your crown, and then set your hands where it helps you to connect your outer being with your inner being. Perhaps close the eyes. Scanning your own physical body. Notice how it's informing you right now through sensations. Your body is intelligent. Sensing the way your body is breathing, notice how your breath is informing you right now of your energetic state. Let go of controlling your breath for now. Just let it be as it is. Take in the information. Affecting your energetic state, notice what's prominent in your mind at this moment. Sense the quality, the energy of your mind. Sense into your heart space, emotionally, what's present for you. Remembering that the word yoga means union, being with all these layers of self. And as you acknowledge them just as they are, define your intention, your deeply rooted sankalpa for this practice. Perhaps join your palms at your heart, making your personal prayer, as well as calling to mind someone or a group of beings that you care about to offer this practice to. And joining here together in community practice, Let's join our voices in the sound of Om, feeling it resonate from you and within you. Take a deep breath, exhale this out. And for 3 Ohms, deep breath in. Slowly deepen the breath through your nose, out through the nose just as slowly. Begin to whisper your breath by gently narrowing the back of your throat. Practicing Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breathing. And with that, let's come on down to all fours, your hands and knees. As you plant your palms face down, spin out your hands and turn your fingertips to face the left and right edges of your mat or the back of your mat to your own degree, stretching your inner wrists. Have your knees a couple inches behind your hips, and let's start to move the spine to your breath. Inhale, glide your chest forward and up, looking up, cow pose. Exhale, draw your belly in, drop your head, cat pose. Inhale, chest forward, roll the shoulders back and down, cow pose. Exhale, contract your abdomen to round, cat pose. Keep going at your own pace, nurturing mindful breathing, synchronized with mindful moving. Present with each part of entering, exiting, and sustaining the pose. Take a couple more rounds of Betalasana here, cat-cow. And at the end of your second exhalation, tucking your toes, lift your hips high and back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing duck. Spending the first few breaths there, moving your body as you might need to. Perhaps pedaling your feet in place, make sure that your index fingers are both pointing forward when you arrive at downward dog. Maybe softly moving your skull and loosening your neck. Listen for your breath rhythm here. Sustained, even, and calm. As you spread your weight throughout your fingertips, ground through the base of your thumb and index fingers. Bending your knees, lift your hips high and back, firming your belly in. Rotate your outer upper arms towards the ground, spreading the shoulder blades apart. Soften the back of your neck and lift the shoulder blades up onto your back ribs. Then firm the front, tops of your thigh bones back as you sink your heels deeper and deeper towards the ground, even if they don't touch the floor. Now steady your eyes in one spot and let's listen to 3 more breaths here in downward facing dog. As you exhale, walk your hands back towards your feet, arriving at a forward fold at the rear of your mat. Bend your knees and press your fingertips on the ground ahead or your shins. Inhale, stretch the crown of your head towards the front wall, creating a flat back. Exhale, bow over your legs. Root down through your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms apart as you rise to stand. Watch your palms meet in prayer overhead. And as a blessing yourself, exhale, trace your hands in prayer from your crown down your center line, arriving at mountain pose. Let's move through half sun salutations. Inhale, root down to your feet and circle your arms apart, then join your palms at the top, look up. Exhale, hinging from your hips with a flat back. Maybe bend the knees. Press the ground or your legs. Inhale, lift the crown of your head forward. Draw your shoulders back. Exhale, bow over your legs. Root down to your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms to rise tall. Watch your palms meet in prayer. Exhale, trace your hands in prayer down your center. Once more, Ardha Surya Namaskar. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, bow towards your legs. Press firmly with your fingertips. Inhale, stretch the top of your head forward. Exhale, bow again. Rooting down, inhale, rise up. Watch your palms meet. Exhale, blessing your centers down your center. Let's walk up to the top of your mat, entering Surya Namaskar C. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and roll your shoulders back. Coil your chest up. Look up. Exhale from your hips, bow over your legs. Place your hands outside your feet on blocks or the floor. Inhale, step your left knee back and look up in your kneeling lunge. Holding your breath, step into plank pose, top of a push-up. As you exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin, pointing your elbows back, look forward. Inhale, slide your belly and legs to the ground, entering cobra pose, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, press the ground away, lift your hips to downward dog. Inhale, step your left foot beside your left thumb, lower your back knee, look up. Exhale, step your right foot forward and bow. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, rising, coil your chest, look up. Exhale, join your hands to meet at your heart in Padasana. Side two. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, roll your shoulders back, look up. Exhale, bow over your legs. Inhale, step your right knee back, look up, kneeling lunge. Holding your breath, step to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin, firm your belly in. Inhale, glide to the ground in cobra pose, coiling your chest up. Exhale, lift your hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot beside your right thumb, lower your back knee and look up. Exhale, step your left foot forward and bow. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up, rolling the shoulders back, lift your heart. Exhale again to Padasana. Take a slow, full body breath. Imagine you could breathe from the soles of your feet to the top of your head. Then exhale from crown down your spine to your soles. Entering Surya Namaskar A, let's keep flowing. Inhale, circle your arms apart, join the palms at the top, Sun Salutation A. Exhale, bow over your legs. Press your legs or the ground ahead. Inhale, reach the top of your head forward. Exhaling, step into plank pose and glide forward, bend your elbows back to frame your side ribs to Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra pose or upward dog, breathe in to coil your chest up. Exhale to downward facing dog. Let your body be still here and let's take 3 deep breaths, steadying your eyes on one spot. Third inhale, bend your knees, lift your hips. Exhale as you're looking past your hands. Then walk or float to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Press your legs to the floor. Inhale, stretch your crown forward. Exhale, bow over your legs. Root down to your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms to rise tall. Palms touch, look up. Exhale, trace your thumbs down your center. One more, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, sweep your arms high into Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow over your legs in Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your crown forward in Ardha Uttanasana. Walk to plank or float lightly to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to Bhujangasana or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Lifting your hips. Exhale to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Steady your drishti or gaze for 3 breaths here. So adding on, as you inhale, sweep your right leg behind you. Exhale, step your right foot gently forward beside your right pinky finger. Come into lizard lunge with your back knee lifted or on the ground, hands both on the inside of your right leg for 5 breaths here. Now, if available, you might come down into your forearms, whether you're placing them on blocks or the floor. Hug your right knee close to your right shoulder and press the entire sole of your right foot onto the ground. 3 more breaths. Come on up to your hands again and step the right foot at the front and center of your mat. Spin your left heel down for Warrior 2, aligning front heel to arch of the back foot. Cartwheel your arms. And as you open your arms, see that your ankles are pretty much right under your wrists. Then set your gaze on one spot just past your right hand. Let's take 5 breaths here in Virabhadrasana 2. So rooting down the outer edge of your left foot. Keep your back leg straight and slightly turned inward. Bending your front knee right on top of the heel. Firm your right outer hip towards you. Press the top of your left thigh bone back. Slightly lift your frontal hip bones. And stack your 2 shoulders right above your 2 hips. Last breath. Exhale your hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath. Inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale, gently step the foot beside your left pinky finger. High lizard lunge or back knee to the floor. Both hands on the inside of your left leg. Could be on blocks. You might lower to your forearms. We've got a total of 5 breaths here. Hugging your left knee close to your left shoulder and rooting the entire sole of your left foot on the floor. Then begin to step your left foot to the front and center of your mat. Spin your right heel down, align your front heel to the arch of your back foot. Inhale, cartwheel your arms and rise up to Warrior 2. With arms wide open, stacking your wrists above your ankles. Center your gaze just past your left hand. Outer right foot firming into the earth. Front knee bending right over the ankle. Both shoulders stacked above both hips. Feel the length of your spine. Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale your hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Take a full breath. On empty, walk or float to the front of your mat. Bring your feet together to touch as we prepare to start Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salutation B. Bending your knees, hug them together, maybe graze the floor with your fingertips, keeping your hips that low. Lean back towards your heels as you raise your arms up. Breathe in, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Press your legs to the ground. Inhale, stretch your crown forward. Step to plank or float to Chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. To your breath. Inhale, raise your right leg back. Exhale, gently step the foot beside your right thumb. Spin your left heel down, face forward. Inhale, rise to warrior one. Exhale from plank into your vinyasa. And back to downward facing dog. To your breath, inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale, step the foot beside your left thumb. Spin your right heel down. Face forward, inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, lower from plank into your vinyasa. At downward facing dog, steady your gaze, still your body, and listen to 3 cycles of breath. After your 3rd exhale, walk or float to the front of your mat. Feet touching, forward fold. Inhale, raise your crown towards your front wall. Exhale, bow over your legs. Knees together. Inhale, sit low, chair pose. Exhale, rise up, mountain pose. One more round of Sun Salutation B to your breath. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Exhale, walk or float to Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep going through your vinyasa. When you arrive at downward dog, inhale the right leg back. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale to Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, lower into your vinyasa. Take it all the way through side 2 when you arrive at downward dog. Left leg lifts on an inhale. And finish it off at your pace. We'll meet in downward dog. Once there, slow down your breathing and observe. End of your 3rd exhale, walk or float to the front of your mat. With feet touching, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees together. Inhale, sit low in chair pose. Join your hands together. Exhale, twist to your right, revolve chair. As you draw your left hip towards the back of your mat, rotate your chest to face your right wall. So that if you look at your knees, they're both in one line. Left knee is not forward of the right. Then send your shoulder blades down your back. Turn the middle of your chest to meet your thumbs. And let's finish 2 more breaths here in Parita Utkatasana. Look at the front of your mat. Inhale, sit low in chair pose. Exhale, rise up to mountain pose. Take a full body breath. With feet touching, knees touching. Inhale, back to chair pose. Join your hands at your heart and begin to twist to the left as you exhale. Tacking the right hip towards the back of the room. Rotate your chest to face your left wall. Lengthen through the crown of your head as you press your shoulder blades down your back. Last 2 breaths here. Sit a little lower. Inhale, back to chair pose. Exhale, rise up to stand. Take a full body breath. So ending with a standing balancing pose, ending our vinyasa flow part. Choose to either practice tree pose, starting with the right leg turned out, or preparation for flying pigeon with the option to move into flying pigeon. Either way, shift your weight onto your left foot, turn out your right thigh at the hip, Either hug the inside of your left leg with your right foot below or above your left knee for tree, standing tall, or flex your right foot and cross the ankle over your left thigh, like a figure four shape, and begin to sit like chair pose, drawing your hips back. You could raise your arms from here. You could place your hands on blocks or the floor, or you can begin your arm balance if you're entering flying pigeon, wrapping the top of your right foot around your left upper arm and pressing off your two upper arms as you bend them like chaturanga with your right shin, flexing your left foot behind you as you extend the leg straight and extend your sternum forward. Let's take a couple last breaths where you are. And then as you're ready, standing tall, arrive at mountain pose. And again, take a full body breath. Notice whatever you notice coming up for you. So whatever you practiced on the first side, try to do the same on the second side. So shift your weight onto your right foot, turn out your left thigh at the hip, entering Vrikshasana tree pose, or flex the left foot, cross the ankle over your right thigh, draw your navel in and up, and sweep your hips back and down. Whether the arms are up, forward, or on the ground or blocks. If you're entering the arm balance, wrap the top of your left foot outside your right upper arm and use your shin to press off of your two upper arms. Remember that equal and opposite forces. Root down to rise up. Last 3 breaths where you are. Take your time, unwinding to stand, back in mountain pose. Take a full body breath here. And then let's come on down to sit. You may want to have a blanket to sit on, elevating your 2 frontal hip bones. Extend your left leg forward. Turn out your right thigh at the hip and hug the sole of your right foot high on your inner left thigh. You may like to use a strap here for revolved head to knee pose or Parita Janu Shirshasana. So we're going to take it into a forward fold and a spinal twist. So step the ball of your right foot into the strap if you're using one. Flex your right foot and pull the strap away with it as you hold the strap in your left hand. Your right hand. So left foot in the strap, right hand holding the strap. Place your left hand on the floor outside your left hip. And then plug your sitting bones down. Breathe in and lengthen up your spine. Rest the shoulders back and down. Feel the length of your throat, the width of your collarbones. Keep them open and twist by turning your chest to face the outside of your left leg. Then extend your sternum towards the upper left corner of your room as you breathe out. Pause as you breathe in. Reroot your 2 sitting bones, especially the right sitting bone, to counterbalance. Elongating your spine, keep your throat open, your chest broad, and then continue to fold towards the upper left corner of the room. And if it's reachable, you might catch the outside of your left foot with your right hand instead of using the strap here. Let's take about 7 more deep breaths. Firming your belly in towards your back. Begin to lift your sternum at the middle of your chest. Inhale, slowly rise all the way up. Remove the strap if you're using one. Let's extend the right leg forward. Strap on the ball of your right foot. Turn out your left thigh and hug high up inside of your right thigh with the left foot. Hold the strap in your left hand and place your right hand on the floor outside of your right hip. Flex the right foot against the strap so there's a little bit of tension as you're pulling the strap. Root down to your two sitting bones and lift up through your spine. Broaden your chest, relax the shoulders. Exhale, twist to your right. Then begin to reach your sternum towards the upper right corner of your room. Pause as you breathe in, reground both sitting bones, especially the left. Stretch through your spine. Exhale, fold some more. Just like that, 8 more breaths. When you're ready, firm in the belly, begin to lift your sternum. Inhale, slowly rise up. Remove the strap. From here, take your right thigh and cross it over your left thigh. Bend the bottom knee and splay the feet apart for cow face pose. Now, if this is tilting you off center, you can straighten the bottom leg. Keep it forward and flex the foot. Then bend your elbows apart. So if your right leg is on top, cross your left elbow over the right and either hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Feel your shoulder blades protract. Then deep press them. As you press your pelvis down, lift up through each vertebra and your crown. Take a deep breath. Belly firming in slightly. Exhale, begin to hinge from your hips. 10 full breaths here in this hybrid posture. Your arms are in eagle pose, Garudasana, and your legs are in cow face pose, Gomukhasana. Notice what you're feeling here. As you root your pelvis down and draw your belly in, begin to lift your chest. Inhale, slowly rise up. Gently backstroke your arms, straighten your legs in front of you, and pause for a full breath. Then turn out your left leg and cross it over the right. Whether you keep the bottom leg straight and flex the foot, or bend the bottom knee and splay the feet apart, try to do what you did on the first side. Ground the sitting bones, bend your elbows apart. If your left thigh is on top, cross your right elbow over the left. Either hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Protract and depress your shoulder blades. Then root down to your sitting bones to rise up through your spine. Breathe in. Hinging from your hips, exhale, begin to bow forward. 10 slow, mindful breaths. Garudasana, Gomukhasana. And as you're ready, root the pelvis down, draw the belly in, and lifting from your chest, inhale to slowly rise. Gently backstroke your arms apart and straighten your legs in front of you. Come to sit tall in stick pose for a full breath. Dandasana. Then you may want to turn to face the wide width of your mat as we're going to begin straddling the legs in a moment. Have your pillow, your blocks, basically all your props within reachable distance. We're not going to reach for them just yet. You may still want to sit on the front edge of your blanket. Extend your left leg out to the left side and step your right foot just to the right front of your right hip. Take your left hand and catch hold of your outer right leg. Maybe it's your shin or your ankle. Flex both feet. That'll help stay grounded. Raise your right arm up and rotate your right outer upper arm forward, protracting the shoulder blades. Draw your shoulder blades down, depressing them, and then firm in the belly slightly as you sit up a little bit taller, breathing in. Now keep holding on to your right leg with your left hand and then start to fall over to your left side. Inhale, feel both sitting bones root down as you continue to lengthen through the center of your spine. Exhale as your torso falls over to the left. Allow your right knee to fall over to the right as you're holding your ankle or shin. Got a total of 10 breaths in this lateral extension of the spine, the side bend. Soften your mouth. Hear the gentle whisper of your breath. Draw in your navel, root down to your pelvis. Inhale, slowly rise up. Whew. And let's extend the right leg out to the right. Step your left foot in front of and slightly to the left of your left hip. Flex both feet. Place your right hand on your outer left shin or ankle. Hold on to it. Raise your left arm up. Rotate your left tricep forward and plug both shoulders down. Sit up a little taller as you breathe in. Then begin to let your torso fall over to the right, slowly as you breathe out. Root through your pelvis, breathe in, lengthen through each vertebra of your spine, from bottom up. Exhale, keep letting your torso fall over to the right. As your left knee falls over to the left, keep holding onto your ankle or shin with your right hand. We've got about 8 more deep breaths here. Relax the skin on your forehead. Soften between your eyes, the corners of your eyes, and listen to your breath. When you're ready, root your pelvis down, draw your navel in. Inhale, slowly rise up. Now we're ready to straddle the legs apart. So here you may want to set up a ramp, an incline, using 1 block, 2 blocks away from your pelvis, right in front of you, so that you can take your pillow and create an incline that moves downward towards your pelvis. Now, We're gonna bear hug the pillow in a moment, trying not to over round the shoulders. They might gently round, but you don't want added tension. So if it looks like the pillow is kind of far away to be able to do that, then you might grab more pillows or folded blanket. You might have a blanket under your belly. You might have a little towel folded for under your forehead if you want to lie face down. Otherwise, you'll turn your head to one side and then we'll switch side. Let me grab the timer. So first, before folding forward, make sure that your legs are both turned out in a way that your two sitting bones are rooting down into that blanket or onto the ground, and your knees and toes are pointing up. They're not pointing forward. So you want to have that external rotation of your thighs at the hips. It may help to gently flex your feet to keep rooting your sitting bones if it feels like you're falling over, but this pillow against the front of your pelvis can help to keep the sitting bones grounded. All right, lift up to your spine, fingertips in front of you. Keep your throat open, keep your shoulders as relaxed as possible. It's okay if they round a little bit. And then begin to fold to your capacity. Make any adjustments to the props that you may need. If you find that your incline is too high of a gradient and you can fold a bit lower with ease, then you can remove one of the blocks or both of the blocks or not use anything at all to bear hug. And I'm setting the timer here for 1 minute and 30 seconds, which is halfway through this pose, so that if you're turning your head to one side, that'll be your cue to turn your head to the other side. Stay aware of how your body is breathing. In fact, regulate your breath. Slow, balanced in and out, and gently whispering past the back of your throat. Still practicing victorious breathing, Ujjayi Pranayama. As much as you can, allow your body to feel supported here, where you're doing as little work, as little efforting as possible to sustain this pose. So that is halfway through. If you're turning your head to one side, go ahead and switch your head to the other side. We've got another 1 minute and 30 seconds here. Mindfully breathing and observing what, if anything, comes up through thoughts, images, feelings, and sensations. Finish this breath. And then moving very slowly, very gentle. Press your hands into the ground. Slowly lift your spine all the way up to sit. We're going to prepare for Supine Virasana or Supta Virasana, Supine Hero's Pose, with a supported fish pose, back bend. So you may want to bring that incline, if you're using the wide width of your mat right now, to the rear of your mat. So it becomes like a reclining chair, the back of it. Now, this is one option. We're going to be in hero's pose, in which you place your knees on the floor like this to whatever your degree is. So you might not sit directly on your calves. Make sure as you're coming into the sitting position that your toes are all pointing back. You're not turning out your feet to the sides. If this is uncomfortable for your knees to bend this deeply, as we're going to be in this posture for at least 3 minutes, you could take your block or folded blanket or a pillow and elevate your pelvis by placing that prop right between your ankles. The higher the elevation, the less you'll need to bend your knees. Now, if it feels fine to sit directly on your calves, you might go a step further and use your hands to gently and manually roll the calves aside and sit on the ground right between your ankles, making sure you can feel your pinky toenails rooting into the ground. That helps to ensure your knees are safely aligned. Have your knees no wider apart than your hips distance. Now, you might already be feeling plenty happening, especially in your quadriceps here, the front muscles of your thighs. You don't have to lean back. Whatever your capacity is, you might start to lean back. Now, if you find that this pillow stacked like an incline is too high and you want to feel more of a coil in the chest, the shoulders rolling back, instead of the pillow, you could use an equal sign out of your two blocks, placing them both on their medium level height across your mat like an equal sign. So that as you're lying back, the area that's right underneath your shoulder blades is where you land on the first block. And then the back of your skull is where you land on the further block. Eventually, take your time. I'm setting the timer now for 4 minutes. Give yourself time to ease into the depth that's available for you in each moment, in each new breath, which may shift. Observe what shifts. Observe changes in each moment, in each breath, in any of your realms: mind, body, emotion, energy, inner being. Feel a sense of symmetry here in your left and right knees, left and right shoulders, both rolling down and back. Left and right sides of your neck. Perhaps turn the palms to face up by your sides, resting your arms. And to help us through the beginning of this posture, let's practice Samavrithi Pranayama, box breathing. All breathing through the nose. We'll inhale for a count of 4. Hold the breath in, a count of 4. Exhale, a count of 4. And hold the breath out, a count of 4. It's a calming, grounding breath, which is helpful to combat stress and anxiety. So empty this breath to prepare and hold the breath out. Beginning, inhale through the nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out, 4, 3, 2, 1. Second round, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, One third round. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Try a couple more cycles on your own. Box breathing. And when you're finished with your box breathing, relax into natural breathing, but continue to pay attention to your breath. You might land your awareness in the particular area of your body in which you most prominently feel your breathing. Even as we transition out of this pose, stay aware of your breath and move very gradually. Notice how much time it took you to get to the point where you're in now. So ease out, placing your hands down on the floor, slowly lifting your head, slowly lifting your torso. Eventually coming up to sit and sliding your legs out in front of you. We're gonna set up a prop to elevate our calves on, or if you prefer, grab a block and you'll place it under your sacrum as we lie on our back for supported shoulder stand. So choose your variation of a supported inversion in which you can relax down onto your back and elevate your legs against a wall, on a prop, a chair, whatever you have. So if on pillows, you can stack them high and let your calves rest on the pillows and have your pelvis nearby. We're going to be there for just about 10 breaths, not too long. You might want to rest your hands face down on your abdomen, as that can feel grounding, soothing, as well as invite your breath into your abdomen. Inversions are helpful for stimulating blood flow and digestion. And as you breathe into your abdomen, you further help to stimulate digestion, as well as activate the parasympathetic response, or the relaxation response, the digest and rest response of your nervous system. And when you've finished your count of 10 belly breaths in your supported inversion, gently begin to lower your body into your choice of corpse pose. Maybe you place a pillow behind the backs of your knees across your mat, allowing your feet to splay out. Maybe you bring your feet together and drop the knees apart in Baddha Konasana. Perhaps you send or you rest the left hand at your heart center and your right hand at your sacral or navel center. Position your body however it supports rest and stillness. And once there, close your eyes. Feel a complete surrender of effort in your breathing, in your body. And allow yourself to drop deeper within. Resting here in Shavasana. Like you did at the very start of this physical practice. Tune in with your body, your breathing just as it is, the energy of your mind, and the state of your emotions. Has anything shifted for you through this practice? And as you keep paying attention to the most subtle layers, begin to move your fingers, begin to move your toes, gently turn your head, and ease your way into a simple stretch, not rushing to get out of Shavasana, but taking your time, mindful transition, being present with each degree of movement, each new breath. You might gradually turn over to your right side. Press yourself up, arriving at a comfortable seat of your choice for our 10 minutes of meditation, guided by Thich Nhat Hanh through his book, Peace is Every Step. And this meditation, as we've been talking about the past few days, is about practicing mindfulness with difficult emotions. In fact, he calls this chapter Transforming Feelings. And he identifies 5 steps in practicing mindfulness to transform feelings, especially the difficult. So find your position to meditate in, grounded, aware, and present. Start by choosing an anchor that you will return to if your attention goes astray during this meditation. And by landing your awareness back on that anchor, you arrive back in the present moment. Perhaps it's the physical sensation of your body breathing in a particular area of your body. Maybe it's a word, breath. Maybe it's something that you're gazing at if your eyes are open. So choose your anchoring point and let's begin. The first step in dealing with feelings is to recognize each feeling as it arises. The agent that does this is mindfulness. In the case of fear, for example, you bring out your mindfulness, look at your fear, and recognize it as fear. You know that fear springs from yourself and that mindfulness also springs from yourself. They are both in you, not fighting, but one taking care of the other. Begin by recognizing each feeling as it rises for the next minute. The second step is to become one with the feeling. It is best not to say, "Go away, fear. I don't like you. You are not mine." It is much more effective to say, "Hello, fear. How are you today?" Then you can invite the two aspects of yourself, mindfulness and fear, to shake hands as friends and become one. Doing this may seem frightening, but because you know that you are more than just your fear, you need not be afraid. As long as mindfulness is there, it can chaperone your fear. The fundamental practice is to nourish your mindfulness with conscious breathing, to keep it there, alive and strong. Although your mindfulness may not be very powerful in the beginning, if you nourish it, it will become stronger. As long as mindfulness is present, you will not drown in your fear. In fact, you begin transforming it the very moment you gave birth to awareness in yourself. The next minute, choose an emotion that may have been difficult to some degree, something that came up maybe recently, and practice being one with it, not pushing it away, but accepting it as another aspect of yourself as you continue consciously breathing. The third step is to calm the feeling. As mindfulness is taking good care of your fear, you begin to calm it down. Breathing in, I calm the activities of body and mind. You calm your feeling just by being with it, like a mother tenderly holding her crying baby. Feeling his mother's tenderness, the baby will calm down and stop crying. The mother is your mindfulness, born from the depth of your consciousness, and it will tend the feeling of pain. A mother holding her baby is one with her baby. If the mother is thinking of other things, the baby will not calm down. The mother has to put aside other things and just hold her baby. So don't avoid your feeling. Don't say, "You are not important, you are only a feeling." Come and be one with it. You can say, breathing out, I calm my fear. So in the next minute, perhaps try that internal dialogue, breathing out, I calm my whatever that difficult emotion is. Visualize your mindfulness as the mother cradling that baby, which is that difficult emotion. The fourth step is to release the feeling, to let it go. Because of your calm, you feel at ease, even in the midst of fear. And you know that your fear will not grow into something that will overwhelm you. When you know that you are capable of taking care of your fear, it is already reduced to the minimum, becoming softer and not so unpleasant. Now you can smile at it and let it go. But please do not stop yet. Calming and releasing are just medicines for the symptoms. You now have an opportunity to go deeper and work on transforming the source of your fear. I invite you to take the next minute to visualize a symbol of letting that difficult emotion go, whether it be giving it wings and sending it off, seeing that emotion fly, or imagine water like a purification, cleansing, releasing into the earth. Whatever visuals may work for you. The fifth step is to look deeply. You look deeply into your baby, your feeling of fear, to see what is wrong, even after the baby has already stopped crying, after the fear is gone. You cannot hold your baby all the time, and therefore you have to look into him to see the cause of what is wrong. By looking, you will see what will help you begin to transform the feeling. You will realize, for example, that his suffering has many causes, inside and outside of his body. If something is wrong around him, if you put that in order, bringing tenderness and care to the situation, he will feel better. Looking into your baby, you see the elements that are causing him to cry. And when you see them, you will know what to do and what not to do to transform the feeling and be free. This is a process similar to psychotherapy. Together with a patient, a therapist looks at the nature of the pain. Often the therapist can uncover causes of suffering that stem from the way the patient looks at things, the beliefs he holds about himself, his culture, and the world. The therapist examines these viewpoints and beliefs with the patient, and together they help free him from the kind of prison he has been in. But the patient's efforts are crucial. A teacher has to give birth to the teacher within his student, and a psychotherapist has to give birth to the psychotherapist within his patient. The patient's internal psychotherapist can then work full-time in a very effective way. The therapist does not treat the patient by simply giving him another set of beliefs. She tries to help him see which kinds of ideas and beliefs have led to his suffering. Many patients want to get rid of their painful feelings, but they do not want to get rid of their beliefs, the viewpoints that are the very roots of their feelings. So therapist and patient have to work together to help the patient see things as they are. The same is true when we use mindfulness to transform our feelings. After recognizing the feeling, becoming one with it, calming it down, and releasing it, we can look deeply into its causes, which are often based on inaccurate perceptions. As soon as we understand the causes and nature of our feelings, they begin to transform themselves. Let's digest that for one last minute. Are there any old beliefs or false narratives that have led to suffering, that have brought on this difficult emotion? Remember, this isn't a space to judge ourselves. This is a space to open our awareness. So very important to continue this practice with loving kindness and self-compassion. It's a continuous work in progress. But for now, let's close the practice. Perhaps join your palms to meet at your heart. Bowing in, remember the seed you planted at the start, your intention, and the dedication you made. Let's close this practice, joining our voices in one Om. Take a deep breath. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.